The Okanagan is famous during the summer months due to its hot weather, beautiful lakes, and wineries. However, what's the Okanagan like during the winter? On this road trip, we explore the South Okanagan, including Penticton, Oliver and Osoyoos, skiing at their two awesome ski resorts. It's like you're in like a winter paradise all of a sudden, eating as much delicious food as we can. That's super rad. And of course, sampling lots of wine, beer, and spirits. Well, at least I got to do that part. All right, our first tasting's over and I'm feeling good.
Since I cannot drink, at least I'm gonna smell them. We're Matt and Carla, a Canadian couple with two totally different backgrounds, sharing our experience and advice about traveling in Canada.
So follow along as we continue to explore the second largest country on Earth. And one of our sponsors for this video is Best Western. So we're actually staying at the Best Western Inn in Penticton, which is conveniently located between both Skaha and Okanagan Lake. And they pretty much have everything you would want: an outdoor pool, an indoor pool, a hot tub, and like many Best Westerns, a free breakfast. Since Penticton is home to more than 80 wineries, we're gonna start our visit off by visiting some of those wineries and trying some of that delicious wine. But to get there, we're gonna be taking two different paths. Since Carla's pregnant, she's gonna be taking it easy and driving to each of the stops and wineries. But for me, I actually just had an electric bike delivered from Velo Volt. So I'm going to be riding that electric bike along the Kettle Valley Rail Trail. That's one of the cool things about BC is a lot of the old railway tracks have been converted into pathways that you can bike on, run, jog, whatever you want to do. So I'm going to be taking a small part of that trail today and meeting Carla along the way. Well, I must say so far the views along the way have been super beautiful because you're pretty much riding along the lake the entire time. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm dressed up pretty warm because today is not really your typical e-biking day. It's a little bit chilly today, but generally speaking, they have quite a few mild winter days, and definitely the spring, summer, and fall are very beautiful here. So it's a great place to go for a bike ride. So even though it's a bit cold, I wanted to brave the weather just to at least give you a taste of what it's like. Passing some pretty fancy houses right now as I make my way to Munson Mountain Lookout Point. That's where I'm going to be meeting Carla.
Matthew is down there and I'm up here enjoying probably better views than he is. You're here! Well, this one is a pretty easy hike even for a pregnant woman, and you get beautiful views.
Now that we're at the top, we can see the Penticton sign, kind of like the Hollywood sign, but the sign is built into the cliff. You can't really spell out what it says from here, but yesterday as we flew into Penticton, we actually saw that sign. So kind of a cool way to welcome you to the city. It's time to split up again, so
for another what, like 15 minutes?
Yeah, I'm gonna wipe my nose and meet you at the winery.
See you soon.
I made it! There's Ruby Blues, and there's Carla taking shots of the vineyard. Well, we made it to our first winery. I'm pretty excited to get out of the cold. We're here at Ruby Blues Winery. We're going to be trying their red and white Stiletto, which is their flagship wine, as well as their Gewürztraminer, which they're also known for. Alright, so we're starting with the Gewürztraminer. I'm not a wine connoisseur by any stretch, but...
Would you like to drink it? Since I cannot drink, at least I'm gonna smell them. Oh, this one smells very good, very fruity.
Yeah, so all of ours here are that fruit forward, dry finish. And this you'll get a little bit of that spice flavor, but you'll get also a little bit of peach.
Oh,
So I have our white stiletto. This is our blend. It's a flagship wine for us. It is Pinot Gris, Gewurz, Riesling, and a little bit of Muscat. So really easy drinking, fruit forward, dry finish.
That one's good too.
So the last one I have today is our red stiletto. This is a blend. We make about 7,000 cases, 3,000 of that is just our red stiletto. So it's 50% Syrah, Cab Sauv, Merlot, and a little bit of Pinot Noir. It's a red wine for a white wine drinker, a really nice light red. It's not a big full body. You're not gonna get a lot of tannins on there. And we do serve it a little bit chilled as well. And the Syrah comes from the front of the estate there.
I do like that.
Yeah,
I like a red. They're still good.
Red.
All right, our first tasting's over and I'm feeling good. They actually gave us a piece of the vineyard, which is kind of cool, or the vine, I guess. So we're gonna maybe be the first people in Alberta to start growing grapes. I don't think this is gonna work too well, but we'll see. Cool little souvenir anyways. And the e-bike is now gone. They actually came and picked it up, which is pretty convenient. But I can really imagine, like today's obviously a bit too cold, but especially in the spring and the summer when the vineyards are in bloom, this must be just like such a beautiful experience to bike along the lake and through the vineyards. But yeah, now we're on to our next adventure. We're going across the street to Maple Leaf Spirits. Now I get to try some spirits that are handcrafted by locally grown Okanagan fruit and wine, and it's BC's oldest distillery, still owned by the original founders.
My name is Annette. My husband and I, we own Maple Leaf Spirits, and we've been doing this since 2004 here in Penticton. The point is to do something with this wonderful fruit that we have all around here, something different, very traditional in Europe where we come from. We come from southern Germany, so it's very common to distill fruit at the end of the harvest and make beautiful spirits. From that, spirits, brandies and liqueurs. So I would like to start with the Kirsch, the cherry spirit. That is the Canadian Kirsch, distilled cherries here from the area, from the South Okanagan. Nothing but cherries, fermented and distilled.
You really can taste the cherries, yeah.
Right? Is it strong?
Just slightly, yeah. It does definitely have the strength of like a vodka.
Yep. Okay. So Matt, now I would like to show you our plum brandy. And that is prune plums. So late in fall we have prune plums, the oval purple plums, and my husband Jörg depitted them, fermented and distilled it. And then we've aged it in American oak bourbon whiskey barrels, which gives it an extra layer of aroma and gives it the color, because at first it would be clear. So next I would like to show you our flagship, the Lady of the Cask. It's a very fine wine brandy distilled in 2010. Here from Pinot Noir wine, here from the Naramata bench, and then distilled and aged in French oak wine barrels for now, what is it, 12 years?
Yeah, almost 13.
So, yeah, so they're definitely something very special. It is distilled in the tradition of a cognac, but it is not a cognac because we're not in France, we're in the Okanagan.
I like that one even more than the plum wine. Prune.
Yep. And now I would like to show you our liqueurs. I have here for you a peach liqueur. Penticton is Peach City. You might have heard that.
Yeah.
So the peach liqueur is made from a peach spirit, distilled peaches, and then we infuse that spirit with peaches. And there is a bit of sugar involved. So while the others were 40% or 42% alcohol, this here is now 25%.
You can tell the difference because this one has a very much stronger smell of peach. And we love peaches.
Leave me a little bit to smell, because I love peaches.
That is actually very good.
Yes.
Oh my god, yes. Smells so good. If I just wet my tongue. It's time for dinner, and we're actually very excited because we love Japanese food. And this place is actually very small but kind of cute. And the best thing is that it's owned by a Japanese chef. So since we've been kind of cold the whole day, we're gonna go with a ramen as well as one of our favorite sushi rolls, which is the dynamite roll. Oh, it's so good. I'm not the best with chopsticks, I must say. And this is not gonna be a glamorous shot. I'm just warning you.
It's very rare that we get dessert when we're out at a Japanese restaurant, but this just sounded good. It's green tea ice cream in a waffle. Surprisingly, it is very good. All right, well, I just arrived at Apex Mountain Resort, which actually sits at 7,093 feet in elevation. And I'm just like blown away by how different it is here, because in the town of Penticton, there's pretty much no snow, and then you get up here and it's like you're in like a winter paradise all of a sudden. So much snow, you got the pine trees, you really feel like you're in the mountains. And this is only 40 minutes away from the hotel, so it's pretty cool that you get kind of the best of both worlds. But yeah, I'm just gonna grab my rentals and hit the hill. So what you're mostly seeing in our Okanagan road trip, of course, is the road trip between Penticton to Oliver and Osoyoos, focusing more on wineries and restaurants and kind of chill activities. But as you can see, there's a lot of fun in the mountains as well around the area, lots of skiing, lots of other winter activities. But it's way too much to cram into one video. So if you want to learn more about skiing in the Okanagan, which includes Apex Mountain Resort and Baldy Mountain Resort, make sure you check out that video. We're going to post a link above as well as in the description. And make sure you check it out because it's going to be a lot of fun. Well, today we're heading to Oliver, but we were told we shouldn't leave Penticton without having breakfast at Bear's Den Restaurant. This is a local favorite family diner that's especially known for their pancakes and waffles, so that's what we got. The only thing I wish they had is maple syrup.
I don't think I can finish these pancakes. They're huge. I think these are the biggest pancakes I've ever seen. And these ones are the blueberry pancakes. Yummy. They're good. I think it's very rare that you can go wrong with pancakes.
Before arriving in Oliver, we thought we'd stop by Vaso Lake. Hopefully I'm saying that right, because it's actually home to a bird sanctuary and one of 11,000 designated important bird areas in the world. This site was actually initially established to protect the trumpeter swans, but is now home to a whole variety of other species, some of which actually live here during the winter as long as the lake doesn't freeze over. So we're hoping to see some today.
Here are the pictures of all the birds you can see throughout the year. And it's very cool that they have a table here where it tells you which birds you can see in the winter. And you can see the American coot, the bald eagle, the downy woodpecker, the mallard, the mallard, the redhead, the song sparrow, and the trumpeter swan.
I think we can see two bald eagles in the distance. They're hanging out on a little piece of ice.
We don't have a very large zoom, but there's another little bird in between the grass, and I think that's a song sparrow because it's brown and it's very tiny. I don't know if you can hear, but we can hear the swans. They sound like little trumpets.
We're here at District Wine Village, a new attraction in Oliver. A really cool place that consists of 13 different wineries, as well as a distillery, a brewery, and an eatery, as well as an amphitheater that seats up to 610 people. So just a really cool area that's full of entertainment during the summer months, and a place where you can sample different wines from all over the Okanagan region without even driving to all the different wineries. So we're excited to check it out.
Try it for me, baby, since I love rosé. Tell me how good it is.
I think you'll like it. I think you're gonna have to come back in what, like a year and a half? Sorry, Carla.
No, you don't feel
try
sorry
it.
because then I can drive.
It does have its perks.
You're looking very
Had a
happy,
lot of
baby.
wine samples. This is like number
Okay.
11 or 12 probably.
Now it's time for lunch, and even though I didn't get to try any of the wines, I have a reason to come back because they smell wonderful. And I find that it's super cool that there's an eatery here, because then you can take your food to any of the wineries. They have patios in the front or a very nice lounge area. So yeah, can't wait to come back.
Well, so far we've been having a great time in Oliver. I've definitely had more than my share of wine down at the wine village, and we actually still have a brewery and a restaurant we want to stop at, but first we wanted to come down and check into our hotel in Osoyoos. We're actually staying at the Best Western Plus, and one of the things we love about the Best Western is not only do they have locations all across the country and all across the US and really across the world, but they have all different kinds of brands and different styles depending on your needs, with all the amenities you can want. But one of the things I really love is their rewards program, because not only do you earn points on every night you stay, but the points don't expire. There's been so many times where I've been in rewards programs where I've earned for years and then I don't even realize and I lose the points. So with Best Western, you don't even have to worry about that. You just keep staying and eventually you'll have enough points for a free stay. Well, even though Oliver is the wine capital of Canada, if you don't like wine or you just like other kinds of alcohol, there's also a brewery as well as a distillery. So now we're at Fire Hall Brewery, which is actually located in an old fire hall. So we're actually trying a flight of beer. We have one of their lagers, we have a Belgian wit, we have a blonde ale, we have a stout of theirs that is limited edition because it's been aged in a whiskey barrel, and a cider that's not actually made here, but in the area. So we're gonna try it out. Oh, this is a hard decision, but I'm gonna say out of the beers, I lean towards the blonde ale because it's like a lighter beer that still has a lot of flavor. Although the stout's pretty interesting because you have that whiskey, a little bit of a whiskey hangover in there. And then of course the cider I like, but it's not a beer, so it doesn't count. But either way, very good.
Well, this road trip has been great for the babies because there's been a lot of good food, and we're here at the Miradoro at Tinhorn Creek. We were actually in this restaurant last year in the summer because we came here for a wedding, and it's a lovely place. Too bad that now it's dark, but they have like a beautiful view, and we're so excited to be back because I remember the food was great.
So to start, we wanted to try something different. And Carla really liked the name Bombolini. So we went with that as the appetizer. But basically what they are is savory donuts with garlic, honey, and parmesan.
The food is here and the pizza looks super good. We went with the Diavolo pizza, which has tomato, alpindon, capicoli, fermented chili sauce, and pepperoncini. The pizza is super good. A little bit spicy, but I love that it's thin crust, and it's also an open fire Neapolitan style.
We actually got the pizza because we had it last time we were here and we knew it was so good, but we also wanted to try an entree. So this time we went with the pan roasted ling cod. Actually looks really delicious. It comes with like a clam XO sauce, which she described as like a Hong Kong style with like a whole bunch of different ingredients in it. She made it sound very good, very good. What I love about it, always with fish, is when it's like kind of flaky on the inside, but just a little bit of a crust on the outside. We always love to learn about Indigenous culture, and one of the best places to do that in the Okanagan is the Inkameep Desert Cultural Center. So we're here to learn about the First Nations in this region. Here we got to learn about the lands, the legends, and the people of the Silks Nation through the indoor exhibits that feature a variety of artifacts, including an art collection made by school students on the reserve in the 1930s. Then we explored the desert ecology and wildlife by walking the trails that led us to a traditional village showcasing the rich living culture of the Osoyoos Indian Band. After an interesting tour at the Desert Cultural Center, we're now basically across the street at one of the most famous wineries in the region, Inkameep Cellars Winery. As the first Indigenous-owned winery in North America, it was great to learn about the hard work, challenges, and innovation of these award-winning wines through a winery tour and tasting experience.
So we have 3 different tiers of wines at Inkameep Cellars. The first is our Winemaker series, which has the white label on it here. The second is our Quam Quemp series. And then our third is our Marine tier. So we're going to start you off with the good stuff. It's our high-end white. It's white Meritage, and so that is a blend of Sauvignon Blanc and Semillon.
Very good. I like that one.
Next up, Rosé from our Winemakers series. You can't come to Canada's warmest welcome and not have something pink and pretty for your glass. So you're going to get notes of red berry, strawberry, just nice, soft, easy sipping patio summer wine.
Very good. But he's right, yeah, it's definitely on the drier side. It doesn't have that sweetness that you might expect from a rosé. It's a more serious rosé.
Now we'll go into our Quam Quemp series. So Quam Quemp in the Okanagan language means achieving excellence, and that's what we're trying to do with our reserved here. This is our Pinot Noir.
I actually find this one quite smooth because I'm not usually into the red wines as much as the whites, but this one...
Yep. Excellent.
As you can probably see in this video, there's no shortage of good food here in the Okanagan. So for our last dinner on this road trip, we're coming to one of the top places as well in Osoyoos, 15 Park Bistro.
Well, we've never had popcorn as an appetizer before, so we said, might as well try because these ones are smoked bacon popcorn. And they are good.
Maybe they should start doing this in theaters. Bacon popcorn.
I know.
Something we've realized that we really like is short rib because it's nice and tender. So we went with the short rib with a red wine demi-glace and crispy mashed potato, which we've actually never seen before. It looks like a spring roll. I actually almost want to try that first.
Sounds crunchy.
I do like crunchy. Wow. That's super good. Wow, you're gonna really like that one, Carla.
And this is also something new. We went with the lobster ravioli. And the pasta is actually dark.
Am I gonna like it?
You're gonna like it, baby. It's very good too. We always say that we couldn't pass dessert, but we really couldn't because it sounded super good. Having a sweet chimichanga. And that's delicious. Let me cut this. Oh my goodness. It's so good. Very, very, very good.
As always, we're gonna share. So this one also looked interesting. It's like a chocolate mousse soup. So it's got mousse, ganache, lots of other good stuff. You really can't go wrong with mousse and chocolate ganache. It's hard to decide which one was better. Those were honestly two of the best desserts I think we've had in a while. For me, the best one was the ganache, but I love chocolate ganache, and Carla liked the chimichanga better. So, but I couldn't leave, you know, our last night in the Okanagan without trying my favorite wine, which is ice wine, as if I needed more sugar, but it's so good.
Well, that's it for our road trip. We had a great time. Even though I didn't get to try a lot of the winter activities for obvious reasons, I really enjoy all the amazing food. And I think the babies as well, because I'm double the size than when I got here.
Yeah, it definitely worked out well for you, and I can definitely say that the wine has been delicious, as well as all the other drinks I've been trying while here. The food is great, and of course, if you want to get out into the winter, you just have to head to the mountains. I was really surprised by how much snow there is here, and there's a lot of good skiing to be had, as well as other winter activities. In fact, if you want to learn more about skiing in the Okanagan, we're going to be making a video dedicated solely to that, so just look below in the description. We'll have a link there. And as always, we had a great time staying at the Best Western, so if you're in Penticton or Osoyoos, we can definitely recommend both hotels. And as always as well, if you like this video, give us a thumbs up, leave us a comment. We always love to hear from everyone. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, and to learn more about things to do in the Okanagan as well as across Canada, check out our website at mustdocanada.com. This is a really hard job.
The last one.
You sure you don't want any?
No.
All right.
For cold
imagine.
and for warm drinks.
Well, I can really say that they smell very good, but we gotta come back like next summer.